Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify, Apple, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. Friendly reminder, a great way to support the Thinking Crypto podcast is to purchase one of the NFTs, which are available on the Sologenic marketplace. And these NFTs unlock special benefits and perks. Links will be in the description. Also, this content is brought to you by Uphold, which makes crypto investing easy. I've been using Uphold for years, since 2017. They have 10 plus million users, 250 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. If you'd like to learn more about Uphold, please visit the link in the description. Well, my friends, I want to start off with some statements from the Algorand Foundation. If you all recall, Bittrex just recently got sued by the SEC, and Algorand was one of the tokens, one of the 6 tokens that were named in the suit as securities. Well, Stacey Warren, who's the CEO of the Algorand Foundation, she has issued a statement in response to the SEC naming ALGO as a security in the Bittrex lawsuit. Here's the statement. The US SEC recently sued Bittrex for purported securities law violations. The complaint alleges that algos are an example of securities available for trading on Bittrex. We are not a party to the lawsuit and do not intend to address each allegation made in the complaint. However, we want to be clear. The Algorand Foundation believes that algos are not securities under US law. As a leader in the blockchain industry, we welcome clear regulatory guidelines for the advancement and growth of the entire ecosystem. Our priority is to act in the best interests of our community, and we will continue to do so. We look forward to seeing what this dynamic community will build next on Algorand. So great to hear that Algorand is making this statement and coming out and saying, hey, what the SEC is doing is nonsense. And, we'll see what happens with this Bittrex lawsuit. As I've been telling you guys, this is the sneaky way of Gary Gensler and the SEC to throw tokens into the mix of different lawsuits against different platforms. They're not litigating the tokens themselves like, they're doing with Ripple. They're suing Ripple with XRP. Very specific, right? Very detailed. The lawsuit is encompassing of Ripple and XRP, not 5 other coins, not some other platform. But they know that if they do this and these exchanges and platforms, who don't want to go through long litigation with the government will likely settle, it then gives them a pseudo win of saying, hey, these tokens are securities. So very sneaky here, my friends. This is why we need Congress to act and put an end to Gary Gensler's reign as the chairman of the SEC and kick him out. Obviously this week, Gary Gensler got grilled. And there was a hearing today about stable coins, and the New York Department of Financial Services Superintendent Adrian Harris was there. And, yesterday I shared a video of Gary Gensler trying to paint the banking runs and collapses on crypto. Well, she completely contradicts Gary Gensler and essentially making him look like a fool. And shout out to Representative or Congressman Richie Torres out of New York, who asked the right question. So let me play the clip for you.
Well, if I could just note something about you. You mentioned your hearing about the recent events in the markets. And I would note there were 3 banks that failed in those handful of days, those 4 or 5 days. And 2 of those banks, the first and the third that failed, Silvergate and Signature, were engaged in the crypto business. I mean, some would say they were, crypto banks. So it's interesting just how this was all had some crypto narrative as well.
It is a misnomer that the failure of Signature Bank was related to crypto. What we saw with Signature Bank is that it had a new-fashioned bank run, and the outflow of deposits were from a broad depositor base, including wholesale food vendors, fiduciaries, trust accounts, law firms. And in fact, the outflow of crypto deposits were in exact proportion to their representation in the depositor base overall. And in fact, some of those deposit outflows were actually pre-planned. So it's, of course, unfortunate that there was a run on the bank at Signature prompted by what we saw with SVB, but it is not the case that the failure of Signature was related to crypto.
So as you can see, she's clearly saying, "Hey, those who are highlighting that crypto is causing these bank runs and, as part of the bank collapses, is nonsense." Are those banks supporting crypto companies? Of course. Is that the reason why they went out of business? No. And this has been dispelled by multiple government agencies. But Gary Gensler is with Elizabeth Warren, who contributed to the bank runs, and they're trying to pin it on crypto. See what we're dealing with here, folks? A lot of corrupt, shady activity. Now let's move ahead. Yesterday, I talked about Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, saying it's on the table that they would leave the United States if regulatory clarity doesn't happen. Well, we got news today that Coinbase got their Bermuda license and they plan to launch an offshore exchange in the coming weeks. So this is interesting. Part of it doesn't mean these two things are related, but rather they're expanding their business and they know crypto is a global asset class and they can get business around the world. So this is very, very interesting. So the company disclosed in a blog post on Wednesday that it had received a license from the Bermuda Monetary Authority, the island nation's integrated financial regulator, which was one of the first in the world to roll out a comprehensive legal framework for digital assets in 2018. According to a person close to the company, Coinbase plans to launch an offshore derivatives exchange in Bermuda as soon as next week. The news follows a report by Bloomberg in March that Coinbase Global has been contacting institutional customers about a new offshore trading platform and working with market makers and investment firms to launch such a service apart from its primary Coinbase marketplace. The block soon after cited multiple sources reporting that perpetual swaps, a type of future and popular product in the crypto space, will be among the offerings. So once again, in one hand, it's good that they're expanding globally. In the other hand, it's just given yesterday's statement, it just makes the U.S. look really bad, and it's showing the fight that we're facing right now. Once again, it's not that crypto's dead. It's Gary Gensler's agenda to roadblock and kill the crypto startups like Coinbase and BlockFi and the others, right? Bittrex and so forth, so that the folks like NASDAQ, BlackRock, Fidelity, and all the TradFi incumbents can come in and take over. Now, as mentioned, crypto is a global asset class and different countries are doing different things, but they're all moving in the same direction. Even those who have banned crypto like China and Russia are still get involved in certain ways, looking to build their CBDCs. So here's a article saying Russia moving forward with crypto international settlement experiment. Despite Russia's ban on crypto payments within the country, it is reportedly looking to test the use of such assets for dealings with foreign entities, a local news agency reports. Elvira Nabalunia, if I'm saying that right, head of Russia's central bank, said it would create special organizations that could mine crypto and use it to settle payments with foreign entities, Russian news agency TASS or TASS reported Monday. Organizations affiliated with the state would be able to use crypto for such settlements initially, Central Bank Deputy Chairman Alexei Guznov said, or told the Russian news outlet. Private companies may be allowed to do so in the future, he added. Russia's finance ministry said in February 2022, crypto could not be granted currency status, a suggestion included in a draft law presented to the country's parliament at the time. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a bill in July designed to bolster the existing ban on crypto as a method of payments for goods and services in Russia. Despite the restrictions on crypto, Russian government officials said last year the country was in discussions about allowing the use of crypto for international trade, according to the Interfax news agency. So Russia has flip-flopped a bit. Putin, I think, was it in 2020, beginning of 2022, did come out and talked about how Russia had an advantage when it comes to Bitcoin mining. And there have been reports of a lot of mining equipment going to Serbia. And of course, with the cold environment, that's good for Bitcoin mining. And they probably have some cheap energy out there as well. And, he's from time to time talked about crypto, and the folks at their central bank have talked about crypto. So let's see what they actually do. I think there's a bit of macro political competition here for Bitcoin mining and how crypto will be used. But we know all of them are looking to build their CBDCs. Now, here's another example of international adoption of crypto. Swiss bank, which is called, I'm going to say SIZ, it's SYZ, that's the name, launches crypto fund of funds with CMCC. And it says here the SIZ Crest Digital Fund, by the way, I'm probably butchering the name, will have at least $50 million to invest. The CEO says institutional interest is strong even after the turbulence. So this is interesting, guys. So Switzerland's SIS Group is joining the Hong Kong-based venture capital firm CMCC Global to launch a fund with at least $50 million to invest in crypto-focused hedge funds. So they were looking to aim, or they started operations on July 1st, I guess, of last year, ultimately aiming to raise as much as $300 million. But it looks like they only got maybe about 50 or so. But we're seeing funds and different banks and stock exchanges popping up around the world with new crypto funds looking to invest. They're building indexes and all types of financial products for crypto, which is really bullish. Here in Hong Kong, there was a case where Hong Kong court recognizes crypto as property. Crypto has been classed as property in Hong Kong during a case regarding digital assets still held by defunct exchange Gatecoin. So once again, globally, crypto being adopted, being integrated into the system, being recognized as property. While we're facing a clown like Gary Gensler here. And here we got news that Starbucks drops first store NFT collection. The company's premium NFT collection Siren dropped in March. So my friends, some of you may not like NFTs, but as I've said many times, they will bring tons of utility on the blockchains for the tokens that you all hold, whether it be Polygon, Matic, Ethereum, XRP Ledger, HBAR, Algorand, right? This will drive more utility, and NFTs are here to stay. That tech is going to be used in different ways by different businesses, even by governments. And whether you know it or not, you go to the movies or concert, or your tickets, your airline tickets, all these things will be powered by NFTs. And I'm bullish on that. I believe NFTs are here to stay, not just the artwork, but rather digital ownership and continuing the customer journey and experience, and the ability to tokenize different things on the blockchain. That's what NFTs unlock. So Starbucks is dropping its first store collection of NFTs on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that was today, of course. There are 5,000 up for grabs at $100 each, and they're modeled after the original Starbucks storefront, which opened in 1971 in downtown Seattle. The newest collection of Journey stamps marks the 7th NFT drop by Starbucks. Like the previous collections, the first store stamps will be minted on Polygon's POS sidechain and will be sold on Gemini-owned Nifty Gateway. So notice Polygon is mentioned there, and I'm bullish on the native token of Polygon, which is Matic. I continue to accumulate that token. Not financial or investment advice. Do your own research, but there are a lot of big brands building on the Polygon blockchain, which is a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. Now, here's some more international crypto news. Romanian government NFT trading platform lands on Multiverse X. The ICI will release its own NFT collection alongside the launch of the NFT trading platform. So government's getting involved here, guys. The platform will officially launch on April 26th, and a handful of NFT collections of Romanian sports teams, athletes, and libraries will be ready for purchase at launch. This is really interesting. I remember there was also news about, I think it was Indonesia or Thailand. Their government was launching NFTs too, as part of a cultural, historical thing where they're highlighting, the history of the country and the culture. So, folks, you got big companies and brands and governments launching NFTs, right? Let's see if they mentioned here anything about the platform or the blockchain that these coins are going to be minted on. Let's see. Benjamin Minku, co-founder and CEO of Multiverse X, told Blockworks that digital property remains a very clear value proposition that exists for blockchains. And let's see. The institutional NFT trading platform is not only the product the ICI plans to launch, and Looks like there's no mention of which blockchain, but hopefully we can get those details upon launch. Finally, crypto prime broker SFOX or SFOX protecting $250,000 of assets from bankruptcy. This is a Blockworks exclusive. Crypto prime broker SFOX to offer prime brokerage services with a crypto native twist. SFOX told Blockworks exclusively that it will insure clients' assets up to $250,000 without imposing fees via a custody arm, SFOX Safe. So this is really great, guys. For years I've been talking about, for this industry to continue to get massive institutional money, you need to have assurance and insurance, right? You need to have the white glove service, and insurance is a big part of it, right? That if you're custodying my funds and something happens, will I be covered, right? Is there that insurance there to cover my losses? So great to see these prime brokers, these exchanges, and different platforms adding insurance. This is great. This is a sign of growth and maturation. And not that we want to be like TradFi with, a lot of centralization. Obviously, things are different in crypto, but you still need these safeguards, right? And to make sure people's money are safely protected. And, this is a way for also these new platforms and crypto startups to not get their business stolen by the incumbents, like your BNY Mellon, which has insurance, right? And NASDAQ is going to launch your crypto custody and so forth. So there needs to be this layer to help people feel safe. And, they're familiar with having insurance. If something goes wrong, these companies can cover. All right, guys, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, and I'll talk to you all later.